Today I want to talk about the importance of walking in the light. The importance of walking in the light. What is the light? Well, we know that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light, okay? In other translations, this is the life. That's oftentimes interchangeable. But when we are intimate with Jesus, we are walking in light. There is no place for darkness when light is there. When light is there, darkness becomes a light, right? And so for us as believers, it is our calling to walk in the light. Walk in the light, beautiful light. And where the dewdrops of mercy shine bright. You may know that church song that talks about walking in the light. So for us, and as we've already discussed, right, a huge kind of factor, and we'll keep digging deeper into this, for us around eating is oftentimes shame. So feeling condemned about who we are and going to food to kind of numb those things. And one of the biggest revelations I had really as of recent, as God has just been continuing to develop me and mature me in these things, I got to this place in my spirit where I said, Lord, the reason why it frustrates me when I go to food for comfort all of the time, kind of before running to you or, as a way to avoid you, is because I want to walk in the light every hour, every day, every minute of my life. I don't want to just have some parts of my life that are in the light. I want everything to be out in the light, right? When I was addicted to pornography and masturbation, the reason why those sins were so to me, like I wanted to let them go, was because I desired to walk in the fullness of Christ's calling upon my life. I desired to walk in the light, and I knew that those behaviors pushed me further from the heart of God for me, and it caused me to live not in alignment with who God says I am. If he says I'm the light of the world, why am I engaging in behaviors of darkness, right? So it wasn't about God punishing me or anything like that. It was, I want to live in alignment with the identity that Christ has spoken over me before the foundations of the world. If he brought me in this world for a purpose, if he brought me in this world to be a light, to be the salt of the earth, then why would I waste my time associating with the works of darkness? Does that make sense? So for us, when it comes to eating, when it comes to our health and fitness goals, we want to think about it with this framework, with this context. And so I want you to take time and ask yourself, am I walking in the light as it relates to my relationship with food? And more importantly, am I walking in the light as it relates to my emotional health, my emotional issues? Do I have friends? Do I have community in which I'm sharing my struggles with? And do I have a space to process these things? If you don't have a space to process these things in light, right, in community before God, then oftentimes it makes sense, right, that you're going to go to other things to numb. Your heart, it needs to be taken care of. Your soul needs to be taken care of. And if you're not doing the active work to take care of your soul is going to default to whatever is going to give it the high that it needs just to stay alive. And so again, we cannot condemn ourselves for these behaviors, but we must rather intentionally ask positive, forward-seeking, solution-developing questions of, am I walking in the light? So being less obsessed about getting this right and wrong and more about focusing, okay, how can I live more fully, more deeply in the light? And from that place, allow your behavior to change. Again, I'm going to say this in like a broken record. It's not about just getting the behavior modification to see the external change. It's really about that inward transformation of the heart. And we're going to talk about beauty and what it means to truly be beautiful before God. And I believe that's also going to help you. But so take some time today to just ask yourself, okay, am I living in the light in this area? And you can really take that question anywhere you feel led. You may be someone you're realizing, hey, I don't have community to process. I'm not in a church home. And so I need to get plugged into a community to begin to allow my soul to be healed and to be loved by God through other people where it's safe and where I feel secure to do so. Or you may be in a place, I have that, but you know what? I haven't been spending my quiet time, devotion time with God to bring it to light before him. So wherever you kind of are feeling led, wherever the Holy Spirit is convicting you, I believe he's speaking to you right now. And if he's not, then I want to encourage you to pray and to ask the Holy Spirit, and re-listen to this and really invite the Holy Spirit to speak to you, because this foundational principle is so important for us as believers. We are lights, and so to not be walking in light is to literally be living a hypocritical life. It's to be living out of alignment to who God says we are. And if we are going to walk in the fullness of God, if we're going to grow up into salvation, if we're going to be mature, then we must walk in the light, because that's Christ calling upon our life.